Good morning. It's a little bit, I guess it's a little bit moody in here. Let me see what this looks like when I turn off my salt. Nope, can't see me. Now you can. It's a little dark, but that's okay. I'm enjoying my coffee this morning. Look at the silver is glowing in the background. Can you guys see that? I don't think anybody's watching, but that's okay. Anyways, I just made a funny comment about how I did not see that coming. Trudeau. This week's been hilarious. I've been be quiet because I'm frankly a little tired of all the time. So I'm just like, oh. I see a lot happening, but I'm just like, you getting winterized for my little karma here. So, yeah. How is everybody doing? I got some exciting news. Oh, maybe I should get more light in here. One momento. Let's see if this sheds some light on the situation. How'd that? There we go. Yay! Yeah, I'm in the same clothes. I'm going to the farmer's market today. The last one of the season. And I've been running errands, jumping in and out of the smaller town around me and then into the shitty. So, my exciting news. Bring on the good news. No, I'll make you wait a minute. I'm just kidding. So, on October 9th, my life is changing for the best, and yours will be too. Now, you're gonna say, why on earth would my life be changing from Raven's show? See Bud's up there? That's my little nephew. Okay. Because I'm increasing a member to my family. I am. You guys see? I screenshot. There's my new little addition. She's coming home on October 9th. Her name is Cali Q. Callieq. Cali Q. That's my little sweetheart. So, that's gonna be my new friend. My new family member. And I'm super excited. And just to make you guys laugh. So, last night, sister cousin and I were having a chat. That's where I'm getting my cat from, sister cousin up north. It's funny because I got my dog from up north years ago and around the same area. And kind of not the same situation, but anyways. So, Callie, it was weird how I even decided to. I knew I was going to get an animal, but I was thinking I was going to get a dog last year, and then that didn't work out because I just didn't work out. Anyways, so just where are the living arrangements and stuff like that. And then there was those two beautiful cats, Oliver and Axel, and I love cats. I love all animals, like, honestly. But there I am scrolling one day on sister cousin's page, and I see that her cat had a litter of whatever, and it was kind of like a surprise litter because it happened 2 weeks after the cat got pregnant. Within 2 weeks of having a stillborn litter, it was really, really sad. So it was like Callie was meant to be here for me. So when I was scrolling through Facebook, I see that there's still siblings left, just so you know, and she has not advertised. They'll be gone lickety split because these cats are friggin' beautiful. There's an orange male tabby, an orange female tabby, a black and two black tabby cats. They're all long haired. They're flippin' beautiful. But Callie was the only calico. Yeah, too bad, guys. I got her. Anyways, so we're talking last night about the magical birth of Callie and how I think she's like a special cat. And sister cousin was saying a couple days ago that she saw Cali go to the end of the concrete and just sit there, like, and was staring off into space without all the other cats. And I'm like, oh, she found a portal. Because the other cat, Cali, from 2021, I think, no, 2022, last summer's cat that I helped look after is named Cali with a K, K-A-L-I, and she's a gorgeous calico, too. So she's Queen Cali, and this one is like Cali Q. That's how they're going to be distinguished in my life. Anyways, so sister cousin goes, oh, do you want to do a card reading on the cat? And I've already done a couple of card readings when I was talking to my other friends about the cat. I know, whatever. I don't care. I like doing things like that. So guess what cards came out? I'm going to show you. I'll do another card reading because this is just a fun show today. Sunday morning chit chat. What cards? Oh, that's my screenshot. I took a picture of it last night. You guys are never going to believe it. So I got 3 cards that came out. Boom, boom, boom. Right away. The cow, the cat, and the butterfly. And the butterfly was asked what kind of personality Cali was going to have, like for everybody. And it's beauty. The butterfly represents beauty. So the cow is about abundance, asking, receiving. And then the cat is about boundaries and independence, and then beauty. But then the 3 cards that were stuck together afterwards were kind of cool. The raven, the wind fairy, and trust. So very magical reading for my little kitty cat, and I think it's just meant to be. I think she's going to be a very welcome addition to the show. You guys will probably want to see more of her than hear me, and that's okay, and I'll just have to get over my big fat ego with that, like I have been the last couple of weeks with all this shenanigans going on who the creators are and who aren't, and who's fighting and who's not fighting, and whatever. You know how I feel about all those shenanigans anyways. No fucks given. So I'm just keeping it real here. I don't have anything to say, so I usually don't say anything. I haven't really been on Telegram either, so anyhow. But I am grateful to everyone who watches my videos, shares my videos, and appreciates the messages that I put out on my page. I appreciate everybody's who's stuck up for me, stuck by me. Although I'm one of those controversial figures in the truth community. I do know that. I've known that for a long time. I'm the fringe minority of the truth community. You can't talk about human trafficking in 2020. You're going to scare people away. You can't talk about stuff like that. It's about COVID. Freedom. Can't talk about grooming. Soji do it. I'm just going to rant for a second. You guys going to the Soji rally, 1 million march? I will be supremely upset if that's the only thing that gets talked about is the grooming of children in schools. This is your chance to bring up human trafficking. It's the door. Open it up and walk on through it and use your big voices. This does not stop within the school. This is everywhere. Everywhere. And if you don't want your kids to participate, take them out of school. I don't know why you paid to put them in there in the first place. As soon as you enrolled and registered those kids, you gave permission to those teachers and principals and coaches to do whatever they want to your children. You are responsible for your children. Take them out. If you don't want them being groomed at the public school, take them out of public school, period. You actually get paid to keep your kids at home and teach them. In Alberta, I think it's like $1,500, $600 a kid. I don't know. But it doesn't go to the public school or to the private school. It goes to you so you can teach your children. And please do not give me excuses about whatever, like it. I've been through. We're at the end, you guys. This is when everybody should be standing together and pulling their kids. There wouldn't be public schools if there was no kids in them. End of story. End of story. The whole public school system is changing anyways. They're indoctrinating our kids with shit. Why would you even want your kids to go there to learn about the Rockefeller education system and think they have to go to... I don't get on any of that personally. So that's my rant for this morning. Anybody going to the Soji 1 million? Is it only 1 million? Why did they call it 1 million? I don't get any of this stuff. So please stick together and talk about the real issues. How 24% of our kids in Alberta under the age of 18 are in foster care. Why? Because the money is attached to the birth certificates. They're controlling money. Trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars through the Alberta court system, through Calgary system, to keep these kids away from their families, out of reserves. When they're in foster care, they get given hormone replacement therapy. They get jabbed. They get all of this stuff. They get groomed. All this stuff that people are standing against. They should be working really hard to get our kids back in the homes of the parents. There is no reason that 24% of kids in Alberta should be in foster care. That is bullshit. Especially when in Newfoundland, it's 2%. Why the big difference? Why? Because they fractured the families here in Alberta. They fractured them so hardcore. Oh, they're all alcoholics. They're addicted to drugs. They're this, they're that. They've cycled people. That's what they're doing. And they're stealing people out of Alberta and all over Canada still. Human trafficking. So there's people going missing constantly, you guys. Let's talk about all of that. Let's talk about how we can stop doing that. And instead of just marching in whatever, like what has ever been produced out of these marches is what I want to know. What actions have been taken to stop this shit? It's great that we all want to march together. I love marching. I love gathering the energy together. But we must produce action for accountability to what is going on with all these children. Action, action, action. So I hope I'm making that clear, because I just feel like if no one is speaking about the real issues and we're just putting the little icing on the cake, we're still being conspiracy theorists in the eyes of the other people, because they don't see how that, say, let's talk about Taco's daughter, okay? Because people kind of want to know the story a little bit. And I want to bring her on the show. But her daughter was given a computer through the school and then trafficked through that computer. Okay? This is what they do. They target children through the system. So there was a thing that happened, I think I mentioned this last year, or maybe even this year, that one of the parents asked, what happens with all these surveys you're doing? Like, who uses these surveys for male, female, non-binary, whatever the question was? Like, why are we even asking our children that? And, oh, the teacher uses it, was the first answer. Then the kid goes to the principal. Or the teacher sends the kid to the principal to ask the principal. Oh, the principal uses it. Principal goes, no, the teachers use it. Nobody's using it but the bad people for bad things. So once we all realize that still system is going on still to this day in our school systems, there are still infiltrators in there. So that's why I'm saying pull your kids out of public school. Seriously. Like, this is the time we must stick all together. I can't even believe this is already October 1st and I'm saying it now again, because none of your kids should be in school. That's my rant for today about the children. Like, we should be protecting them at all costs. So however that looks. And I know crisis is like, here in North America, we do not get our own family to look after our children if we're white. I'm serious. I'm being a racist right now to us. We don't. We have been programmed to get other people, pay thousands of dollars every month to get someone else to look after our children. I've done it. I've been a single mother for 30 years, and I have had to pay people to look after my children because I couldn't. Would I do that this minute? Absolutely not. I would probably be on every type of assistance I could to stay home with my kids so I wouldn't get them jabbed on a hormone replacement, all of that crap, indoctrinated with this bullshit. Or even put them, you guys think about this. So your kids are in school and the school board knows that you're a rebel and you don't want any of this indoctrination going on. What do you think that school is doing to your kid? There's a stigma on that child for being your child in that school. So there's that burden put on your child because of that situation. So that's what's happening right now. This is part of the Great Awakening. Is, are you really awake to how we can stop this through actions? Because actions is everything internally. It happens here. It happens right here. Everybody's Great Awakening. So I pulled a card. I'll read this card. The King, which is about authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. And that's how I feel this is going on right now. Is we are coming up to a lot of justice. And it is justice within. So last week I went into the city because I had to get some things at the Goodwill store. Oh my gosh. And I got to tell you this story because I got to do the face because I don't think anybody would really, like, honestly. I'm literally standing up to these NPCs who are just so, like, I don't think they're real people. I'm in a Goodwill store. And this happens all the time. One clerk at the thing and 15 people in the line. The manager's standing right there talking to another employee, completely oblivious to the fact that 25 people are in this line. She doesn't give a shit. Anyways, so there's this older lady of another culture that likes to be pushy. That's all I'm gonna say. And she's wearing a face diaper that's in a, like, Scottish tweed type thing. And she just almost runs over my feet with the cart. I just literally turned around like this and grabbed something out to look at it. Like, I was like, like this. And she just went straight, made a beeline right in front of me. This is exactly what I did in front of everybody. There's 40 people. And I'm like, by all means, go ahead. And I look at her. Oh, thank you. She says to me. She just yells it right in my face, about this far away from my face. This far. Wearing a mask. I'm like, I look down and I look between me and her and I'm like, I just stared at her. And she got so uncomfortable. She looked away and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously. Clueless. People are fucking clueless right now. And that's why I think it's up to us to change our vibrations and to change our actions right now. Like, it's insane. I acted detached. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd seen in a long time. I was like, my resting bitch face was like, epic. Epic. Yeah, I have no time for those shenanigans. Just none. Just none. But I'll call you out for being an idiot, and I don't care. Like, I love old people. I love the elderly. I do. I am a big fan of wisdom, knowledge, and everything. But I'm sorry, if I'm trying to get off a bus and you're standing right at the fucking door and I can't move past you, sometimes I feel like kicking a granny out of the way. I'm just saying. But I would never. I would never. Bless my heart. So, these are my rants for today. So, I'm just watching Gaither 2020, municipal councils, bring on the good news. Oh, I did. Which farmer's market? Why, are you going to meet me there? I'm just kidding. The one outside of the city on the west side. That's all I'll say. Adorable enjoyer, since you mentioned about talking about more trafficking, I've been posting it everywhere. Good. Thank you, Butterfly Lady. I love it. Also shared on Please Do. In Ontario, LCA assess where your child identified at the age of 3. Oh my fucking God. What the hell? This is why we don't, excuse my language. Like, seriously, I'm on a little bit of a swear journey today. I don't get it. A kid can't differentiate between $10,000 and 2 Oreo cookies. They're going to pick the Oreo cookies every day. What makes you think they're going to pick? Anyways. I'm nagging my granddaughter's parents to get her out of school. My son says the principal isn't participating. I make myself available, look after my granddaughter. Exactly. This is what we should be doing. Everybody offer to look after people's kids if we're in a pinch and we can do it. You guys, like, I have babysat people's kids my whole life, most of the time for free. You need help? Yes, we are the change and the solution. I got pulling kids out of school for sure, but also being a single mom, it was never an option. Yes, this is exactly true. Yeah, I agree with you. It was never an option for me to pull my kids out of school or to not have them in daycare or any of that stuff. I remember one time I had to go apply for daycare subsidy because it was so expensive in BC. I could not. And it's the same welfare office. The lady looks at me and she's like, you make $400 a month less than a single mother of 2 on welfare. Why don't you just stay home with your kids? And I had so much pride. I was like, there's no way I am staying home with my children on welfare. My ex was not paying child support. That just did not work out for me. I was never that person. I have always worked 2 or 3 jobs my entire life. That's my biggest regret, to be honest, is the fact that I didn't get to spend time with my children, like my 2 older ones especially. But my youngest one got the best of me. He got a lot of good parenting. I must say, that kid, he got a good mom. He traveled around a lot, but he got a good mom. The other one's got a good mom. They don't complain. They love me. And they think I did the best I could, but I would have quit now. Knowing what I know now, I'm like, what? Welfare is actually your own money. Like, you guys all bitching about people scamming the system out there over COVID dollars still. I still hear that once in a while. I laugh. It's your money. Who cares? Like, get over it. Get over the fact that you think that we're taking something that we shouldn't be taking. People on disability, the same thing. There's a big thing over the have and the have-nots, and that goes to the fact that you're not thinking about abundance. You're not thinking about that we are all in a different paradigm already. We just don't see it. A lot of people don't see the fact that all the money has been returned into the QFS, and even when you go shop at Walmart, that money isn't Mr. whatever his face is, Mr. Cabal. That's going back into our system. So I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of things. Like, for example, in 2018, I thought the United States went bankrupt and sold Citibank, I think, to the Russian government for $1, and then the other big bank to the United States for $1, because anybody who's in that credit system, they're going to fill up their pockets of their own resources in Russia and the United States. That's how I looked at it. So here we are 5 years later, and we're seeing checks for $21 trillion being paid off to that debt from 2017. Well, that kind of all makes sense now to me. So we're not really seeing a Mandela effect. We're just seeing, well, maybe it is. I don't know what really constitutes a Mandela effect other than thinking something happened, something in the past, and now we see, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. And I say that words and it's flashing green. When it flashes green, that usually means I'm right. Go time! I'm just teasing. So, anyways, I'm going to do one other little card reading, and then I'm going to pop off of the video and go about my day. Hello, everyone. On assistance, especially disability, because the government tells you that you can, who you can do it. Oh my God, I know. We were talking about this the other day. Okay. So a lot of people don't know I'm on disability. I don't care. I'm not proud of it, but whatever. I could not walk or work. I worked 35 years of 2 or 3 jobs. So it took me 5 years of going through a system. I'm not kidding you. It's fucking bullshit. To get the first year, I lived off $763 a month in 2016, 2017, and 2018. $763 a month in Calgary. I lived off of that. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you qualify for your disability, your Canada pension. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Had no clue. Do you know if you do not use your Canada pension and you die before you're 65, your family gets $1,500. You've paid into it all that time, okay? These are why these systems need to go away. Then when you do qualify for it, they barely give you, they don't even give you the interest of what you've paid into your pension a month. It's pathetic. And then the provincial government does their best to do these things. But it's so pathetic that if I'd never worked in my life, I would only be getting that $763 to live on for the rest of my 65 and over years. I'm not shitting you. I was like, what kind of fucking is this? Like, yeah, very broken system. Very broken system. Very broken system. And I'm just going to say this for the last time. Those of you with money in an RRSP or any of that, I'm not a financial planner, but I'm telling you, are registered. Registered. That means you gave it away for them to do with whatever the fuck they want. So if you can pull all your money out of your RSPs here in Canada and put them into something that's gold or silver backed, I don't know how it works in Canada, but like the 401ks down in the States, do that. Because there'll come a time where I think it's just going to go boop and it'll be gone and that'll be that. And we do have abundance on the other side, but if you can save yourself and your family some issue, then do. And I know there's a lot of poor people that watch me on my show. Hey, like, I have had no credit since 2015. I think my credit score is 0. If I was in China, I'd be starving. So, oh, I love it. The horse, the butterfly, and fear. So, fear is about getting rid of all those last little triggers that are holding you back from accepting gifts and delegating authority and standing in your power. That's what that card reading is all about. So any little bits of fear that we have going on about when things are going to happen or whatever in your life, or all of those things that are attached to those negative vibrations, if you're not cleaning them off and moving past them, it's going to be really hard coming soon. Very hard. So if you're like just steadfast. Oh, this is what I was going to share with you guys. So I had a really awesome talk with my youngest, Bubba. And no, that's not his real name. I just call him Bubba. Anyways, he went through a really, really hard time last year. I don't know if many of you remember me telling you that. And this year he's doing way, way better. Like, he put on 40 pounds. He was looking like a concentration camp victim last year. And he's 6'5", so like 40 pounds lighter, yeesh. You know, doesn't seem like lots, but he was skin and bones. So we were having this great talk a couple of nights ago, and we were talking about family, and he was telling me that He's playing video games with my oldest son, and my oldest son is very upset still with the constant state of communism within the military in Canada. Like, he is very unhappy, and it's very divided there. And yeah, my son's boss, if you're watching, it sucks. The Canadian military sucks. It's embarrassing. I think he hasn't said what particularly he's pissed off at, but I bet you it's the fact that everything he's pissed off at, I told him before he joined the army, and I didn't want him to join the army, and now he sees all the things that happen, and now he's like, well, I should have listened to my mom. Yeah, he's very unhappy because of the things that they're ordered to do that are just, it's crap. Anyways, so we're sitting there talking and having this great talk about just everything. And his girlfriend is Ukrainian. She speaks Russian. She's beautiful. I love her. She's a fun person. Anyways, so we were talking, and he was saying like how there's she's really cute because she speaks really good English, I think, anyways, but there's a language barrier. So you know how when people are like when you're emulating somebody because you like them, somebody might think you're teasing them, right? So she's like, why does Baba bully me all the time? And I'm like, bully? Oh, bully. And I'm like, I don't think he's bullying you, but you know, when people are sarcastic in Canada and they're like, shut up. You know, I've never taught my kids that. That's a swear word in my mouth. So he's been getting lectures on how to not use Canadian slang on his girlfriend because there's that language barrier, and it comes across as bullying, you know. And so I said, Bud, I said, your mom is the most opinionated person that you probably know, correct? And he's like, oh my God, I hate having arguments and blah, blah. He goes on to this, like, how opinionated I am. I said, what do you think that's made you? And he goes, opinionated? I'm like, yes, very opinionated. All three of you. I said, the reason why girls are attracted to you, not because you're just attractive and funny and tall, and they're in the 1% of the population for men of being tall. All my boys are 6'2" and over. That is like a blessing to me, I think. But anyways, I said, it's because you're an alpha. You have an opinion and you stick to your opinion, whether you believe you're wrong or not. You think you're always right. I go, well, that's an opinionated person. They think they're right, so they give their opinion all the time. But how that opinion comes across to somebody where there's a language barrier, it might look like you're being a little bit pushy or bullying or whatever. And I said, you don't always have to be right. That's the thing. You don't have to be right. So my kids and I have we're movie quoters this whole time. We always resolve our problems through movie quotes and whatever else. That's like when we're dispelling energy. So I said, women want a man, correct me if I'm wrong, women. We want a man to make the decisions sometimes. Let's go here for dinner. We're going here on vacation. We're doing this. Take control, take charge. We have enough decisions, to make and be the empath. Sometimes I do like just getting in a car and, okay, we're going here and right on, whatever. So I'm like, be a man. And he goes, be a man, do the right thing. If you guys know where that's from, then you'll get it. If not, forget it. So we just started laughing, but it was a really good conversation because it opened up the doors of just being open to receiving more information from other people in a different way and not having to be right about everything. And that's pretty much what the last couple of weeks have been with me too, is I'll just be honest with you guys. My biggest trigger the last 2 weeks, this is what I've been working through. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just aware I am aware of it. This isn't about me being pissed off or anything. I'm very aware. One thing that really kind of has made me a little bit upset, and it totally has to do with my ego, completely 1000%, is that I felt like in the last couple of years I've been gaslit a little bit by other truthers. They'll take some of my work and use it, but my name never gets mentioned. It'll get shared everywhere and people will say, oh yeah, that's, whatever. Everybody can see it's my charts. They'll put it on their page, but they won't say, hey, this came from Raven. That's the thing that pisses me off. I don't mind sharing the information, but it's just like, I try not to say mean things about other people. I try and share people's information when it's relevant. I try not to get attached to their stories of shooting the messenger. Even if I don't like that person, I feel like that person might have woken up somebody else that in my family that I did not have a reach to. Okay? For example, the guy that works out all the time and wears tiny little tank tops, that's not my vibration. He's not my vibration at all. Zero. Zip, zilch. Never has been, never will. But my friend, my best friend of 25 years, and him are friends, and he did not get more jabs because of that person. So do I dislike that person? Absolutely not. He's not my vibes. I don't have to listen to him, whatever. It's not for me. It's not for me. Move on. Not going to get attached to any of the plot lines or the storylines that come through it. That's why I don't, when somebody's saying, oh, so-and-so is mad at so-and-so, or so-and-so called this person a truther or whatever. Let me take you back to 2020. I did one video, and I was just asking a question about some information that somebody had done a deep dive on. I put it up there for everybody to talk about. 258 comments from 2 people on my page fighting. They were fighting. One of them's very well known, a very well known person in the truther community, fighting on my page about who was right and who was wrong. Who cares? I was like, what the fuck are you using my page for? Come on, man. like, what about me? What about the information that I just gave you? That's the thing. Like, I wish that more of mine and Taco's human trafficking stuff was allowed to be talked about the last 3 years. Or we've been given credit for it. Or not after the fact. This has happened to Taco. I'm sure it's happened behind my back too, and I just don't care. Well, Taco don't care about it anyways. But she did an interview with somebody 2 years ago about Soji and all this stuff that was going on in the school. Completely like whatever. Now this person is like, oh, I just found out about it. It's new information. Where's that interview from 2 years ago? Why don't you post it up on your channel? Like, we all need to start banding together, people. Stop gaslighting the people who need to get their message across. Come on. That's all I'm saying. We need to get the message of human trafficking out there more. Out there more. Why are we still not talking about it? Like, after Sound of Freedom, I thought everybody would have been like, yeah, everybody's family. And then it kind of went, oh. So, why aren't we using one vehicle to help another vehicle? Right? I don't know. That's just my thoughts for today. But I digress. I don't know what else to say today. I don't know. It's going to be a fun day. I'm going to go to the farmer's market, get me some eggs and some fruit and some veggies. I'm going to read my little I'm just reading some here. I should put my glasses on. Do you think the Child Protective Services has been cleared up yet? I have been called to foster, but don't want to be forced to give the children the shot schedule. Okay. That's something interesting. I'll talk about that in a second. Yes. Control. Yes. Rare to see alpha males. Exactly. This is exactly true. When you have guys wearing, no offense, man bun wearers, but I just want to chop them fucking things off so hardcore. If your eyebrows look more manicured than mine do, That's a turn off. If your voice is higher than mine, that's also a turn off. Yeah, soy boys aren't for me. Yeah, it's all the growth hormones in the food. Exactly. Yeah, it is a justifiable. Thank you for saying that. Cynthia says it's a justifiable trigger. It's like lying. Yeah, it's like stealing somebody's homework and just saying, like, hey, I just, like, it's not a meme. That's the thing. I don't make memes. I write them down with my own energy. If I made memes and they got shared, I wouldn't care, But yeah, got back painting. Yay! I'm going to do some painting videos on here too soon. Good. I'm glad you're still talking about child trafficking. With all that fur chest hair hanging out, yuck. Yeah. No digression. Yeah, funny. Uh, like the Viking. Oh yeah, for sure. I've said like the man that's entering my life, because there will be, he's waiting, I'm waiting. There's going to be a relationship probably in the next year or two. I don't have anybody in mind, just so you know, but it will come. This person will be a fucking dragon slayer. Like, there's no way that I can have a relationship with someone who is a warrior to the fucking core, who hasn't stood up in the last 4 years, especially, who hasn't done their own awakening, their own awareness, that is attractive to me, like completely attractive. I want somebody that is opinionated. I want somebody that I can be challenged with. That's not a bad thing. I want somebody that I'm going to grow with. I don't want somebody that's like, what do you want for dinner? Where do you want to go tonight? What do you want to do? Are you okay? Is your back okay? Do you want me to give you a back rub? Ugh. Gross. Ugh. I think about like a few people in my life that I know like that. I'm like, yeah. I try and stay away from them. Danger. Stranger danger. So, yes, I'm manifesting the Dragon Slayer. The handsome Kennedy look-alike Dragon Slayer. But he's got, I won't say. Yes, doesn't look like JFK Jr. But, like, he could probably be in that family. In my mind, anyways. Like, come on, man. My friend used to say, this is completely shallow, but it's super funny. It's just as easy to love a good-looking man as it is an ugly man. Like, isn't that supposed to be, it's just as easy to love a rich man as it is a poor man? It's a joke, you guys. I don't care. But anyways, so I just want to say thank you, a big thank you to everybody for watching this morning and just the Sunday morning chit chat. And I want to give a big thank you to all the new friends I've met out here in the little, I'll just say the village and the area. I just love my fam jam out here. It's very awesome, and you guys shouldn't be worried about too much. I basically have a deer outside my door every morning, and just living my best life. I'm going to be putting my little wood stove in. It's already -2 here, so I don't want to hear anything about me wearing a toque for the rest of the winter, because it's just the way it's going to be. Until I can sit in my bikini with my wood stove in my motorhome, it'll be looking like I'm, yeah. So you're watching the show, and I have to say that I am in the same position, second of the year, and I have to be a bit more confident in the future, but I think it's a joke. Yes, very nice place to go. Hotel, yay. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just reading all the comments, so yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a fabulous Sunday. It's always quiet on the weekends, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And everybody's still talking about October 4th. That's the feared card, you guys. That's the fear card. Like, I'll just leave you with this thought. I've had this 3.5 years, okay? The whole time I have had the same principle, thought, value, whatever. Why would we go through this entire 3.5 years of division, of all of these things happening behind the scenes that we can see with the banking, all of the things we can see happening with all the CEOs stepping down, all of the things we see happening with people getting arrested here and there, all of the things happening. Why would we go through all of that? Literally, just so on October 4th, they can still. And then you're going to go, come on, guys. Kofifi, come on, man. Get with the Q times. Okay? In my heart, I believe that most of or all of those things that are bad, including the things people complain about up there, they are spraying good stuff, number one. And number two, I do not believe that they have access anymore to things that can burst our eardrums, pop blood vessels, all of that nonsense. And I believe there's been many, 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 many operations. You guys need to go watch some more espionage movies and figure out how people are all of a sudden looking like they're the biggest shitbag dirtbags working in this place, and then they go and do something good to save humanity. It happens all the time. Happens all the time. We're so far along, and I got goosebumps when I say these things too. We're so far along with people getting the awareness to the Great Awakening. Say it was only 10%, now it's 30, 35%. That's enough to flip the consciousness of everybody out of fear pretty quick. You see the ripple effect? And that's what I said to my son too, is I go, think about, we're talking about compliments. And he was talking about a man that he works with. And I actually wanted to talk about this too. And he said, the guy's like a dad to me, Mom. He's like, I went in there and the first week he got in trouble because he's like got Asperger's. Like he yelled something at another employee that was completely inappropriate. He's got a little bit of Tourette's. And so he got in trouble from this father figure at work. And after that, the guy never was upset with it. Like, the guy was very kind when he gave my son crap or whatever. It was very diplomatic, managerial, whatever, proper. But my son respected him so much for that he changed his vibration. And he said to me, he goes, Mom, that guy just makes my day better every time I go in there. And I'm like, did you tell him that? I said, did you give him that compliment? He's like, well, no. And I said, I almost said his name. I said, Baba, I said, when you give somebody a compliment when they're not expecting it, they will remember that for the rest of their lives. I'm not joking you. And he goes, you're right. He goes, one time I was getting ready for a job interview and I was all dressed in my green flannel. He's telling me what he's wearing and his nice shoes, and his hair was all nice. And, you know, he's got beautiful hair. Oh man, that kid's got gorgeous hair. And he's walking down the street, and a lady about my age, he goes, she was an old lady. And I'm like, how old? She's about 60. I'm like, thanks. I'm 54, whatever, I don't care. And I'm like, he goes, she came up to me and she says, I like your style. You look really good. And walked off, like didn't even wait for me to have a reaction. She just took off. And I was like, thanks. He was like, he goes, that was like years ago and I never forgot it, Mom. And I'm like, could you imagine if everybody did that? Where they just paid people random compliments? Like, I do it all the time, but you know, like, think about like Monsters Inc. And he goes, yeah, when everybody's happy at the end and they're blowing out all the circuits. Bingo. Bingo. That's literally the easiest way to change the vibration within yourself, is to just go and pay kindness to people. You know, not fakery. I'm not talking about like, oh, that guy's a total mess and I'm going to compliment him on his one good tooth he has in his mouth. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, be genuine. Be genuine and be authentic, because the more that you show love out, the more you have love for yourself. I really do believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. So it's been nice to see the change in my son over the last year. It's been nice to see the change in a few other people, and actually all three of my sons. I had my middle son hanging up the phone on me in 2020, told me I was fucking retarded. Like, probably the most disrespectful. And now he's like, I love you, Mom. You're the smartest woman I've ever met in my life. Literally told me that the other day. You've had the most interesting life ever, and blah blah blah. It was like the kindest thing that made me cry. Like, I was just so touched by it. And he said it on my youngest son's birthday. It wasn't even a day of any relevance to me other than I gave birth to my youngest son. So I thought it was really sweet. So I see a lot of that happening within my own family after the struggles of the 3.5 years, people becoming more, going through their little great awakening, even though my oldest son would never admit that he was wrong about stuff to me, ever. I don't care. I don't need to hear that. I just need to know that they're coming to a happier place in their life of more rest and love and calmness. You know, that's really what we all should be working and striving for. And that's kind of why I go on a rant about the kids in school still, you guys. Like, I didn't, like, if somebody was teaching my kids the shit they're teaching kids now, there's a reason I haven't been trapped in a bathroom with a tranny. There is a complete reason for that. I told my son that. I would be that person. If there was kids in there and they're acting like a dick, I would be that person. I would be that mom in there, get the fuck out of here, you got junk, get your junk out of the girls' bathroom. Period. You're a biological, stronger male. Period. I wouldn't care. So a lot of this agenda and, oh, poor Betty Billy, whatever, I don't know. Great if you're an adult and you decided to do that, super fantastic. But go into the bathroom, like, that's like the handicap one, that's boy, girl, and you can just walk in there yourself and it's a private bathroom. That's what those are there for. Use it. Don't go in the other bathrooms. And the reason I'm talking about this is at my son's work, they had one of those big changing rooms for all the boys and a big change, like the locker rooms. This is at a restaurant. So waitresses, there's one of those people, are now changing naked in front of a biological male at their work and feeling weirded out, but they're not allowed to say anything because they're not. So thank goodness that restaurant's gone through a renovation and they're making single stall bathrooms. Those are coming out. The woke bathrooms are going. It's bullshit. So who'd ever thought? Who'd ever thought this would be a thing? Women would have to be worried about going to the bathroom. But it is. So these are all things that all of a sudden just crept up. Now it's all, okay, people can talk about it now. So please talk about everything. How the fact that people are just making it okay. No, it's not okay. It's just not. It's just not. It's not. So go out there for your Million March and make sure we're educating people, especially on the systems, the court systems, what's happening with our kids. And I was going to say about being a foster mom. I've been a foster mom before. If your intentions are pure and you're a good human being, I see nothing wrong with taking care of other people's children right now. I don't, because of the way things are going. In the future, after this situation is returned, like, I do believe there are more good people than bad people out there, number one. I don't believe all foster parents are shitty. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying most of these children should be in the care of their parents. End of story. They should have never left. So it has nothing to do with the people who are looking after them now. Well, it does, kind of. But the whole system. Did you know that for every child in foster care, it's $250,000 in social worker money that gets facilitated? So they get bonuses for every kid that's in foster care. $250K just in social worker. That's off Black Books. Does it make sense to you now why there's 24% of the kids in Alberta in foster care? So the money doesn't actually go to the people helping provide foster care. They do get paid. I got paid to look at, but it was months and months later. The kid was already gone back to his parents' house. So, yeah. Anyways, but I don't think there's anything wrong. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, she raised over 200 foster children in her life. 200 foster children. And I would say 80 to 90% of them were children that were Indigenous and or had some sort of condition that was from birth on them. My grandmother was an amazing, amazing human being. And the patience of holy, I've never had patience even that much in my pinky I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with being foster parents at all. However, the system will be changing. So we're looking after our own children and that will be healed. Think about med beds and all of that stuff. People will be healed of everything that's wrong with them. Like traumas, all of that stuff. Like anything that you experienced in your life that would have caused your child to have a misery, you're going to be fixed from that. Your child will be fixed from that. So why wouldn't we be living with our parents? I don't know. It just makes sense to me. So in the interim, though, we all need to help together, work together, look after each other's kids, band together. I told you guys about the unschool in Calgary that I was an art teacher quite a few times, and 5 or 6 of those kids are still a big part of my life. I love those children. So yeah, they're my little nieces and nephews. And I think that's all what we need to do is band together a lot more than we have before. And come together as a community and do better by our children. So when we're marching, just please march together knowing that should be the purpose behind it, the action involved, the action. So I love everybody. I just, I'm really grateful for you guys listening and sharing my vibrations for these years, listening to me and Taco and sharing all of the human trafficking stuff you can and looking and sharing all the symbolism and just being present. It really, to me, I love every single person that has watched any show or shared it or helped another person wake up or whatever. Just, I love all the comments and all the interactions, and I do feel like you guys are just one big group of friends that I haven't met in person, and you'll all forgive me when I don't remember your names when I meet you, because that's just the way it goes. So I might call you Diane and your name might be Denise, and that will be okay, but at least it starts with a D and I love you. That's actually something that just happened. I'm horrible with names. I try, but I gotta say it like 5 or 6 times, and then I'm like, okay, I might remember. Yeah, but yeah, it's usually the second time I get it right. But I don't think we're supposed to remember names anyways, because it's our heart vibes. We are all one, and we're all connected. So I am you, you are me. We all see each other within each other, and that's why we're all here in this vibration. If you didn't see yourself in me, you wouldn't be here. And if I didn't see myself in you, I wouldn't be here. Make sense? Yeah. So just work through your little triggers and be all calm. And I'm super excited. I'm getting my cat. You guys are going to love her. Love her so much. And yeah, I'm just, I think this year is going to be magical. I think by Christmas is just going to be a different time. Like these next few months are just really exciting for me personally. And I'm super calm. I'm super happy. I'm super grateful. And yeah, I just am in love with everything. I'm in love with being out in the mountains too. And super grateful to hosts. I'm eternally grateful to everyone who's ever helped me, even with my motorhome or just letting me live in their backyard or just being a part of my life. I'm super grateful. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and enjoy your October. October 1 today. Happy October. Actually, that's the old calendar. It's still September, but who's counting? Love you.